Good evening, Mason. It is Jay Obertans at Rorick Mazda. I wanted to thank you again for your interest on this particular vehicle. Just to recap, this was the 2017 Grand Select in the deep crystal blue. God forgive me for doing this because I suck on camera, but I'm going to try my best. I figured by making you a video, you could see the condition, learn a little bit more about the vehicle and its features. So first, you'll see obviously dark blue in color. Grand Selects have the Grand Touring standard 19-inch alloy wheels. And then you will see you have your full LED headlights and fog lights. Now, LED, obviously those bright blue lights, this trim, it is adaptive, so they will move left and right as you turn the steering wheel. And if I kind of zoom in, you'll see that they have sort of that signature look. You kind of have an LED bar there, it halos under the light, and then kind of ovals again into the grille, which is just your fancy running light. I kind of feel like Audi ruined it for all the manufacturers in the early 2000s when they did like all the blue dots in the headlights and everyone had to follow suit. Now the big one, you'll see that the wipers are kind of going automatic because they are rain sensing. They'll pick up and slow down based on the water. And that is the big one that I love. So that's a camera that's constantly looking down the road. Anything like obstacles, pedestrians, cyclists, parked vehicle about ready to hit somebody in traffic, it will always yell at you and then automatically stop the car to prevent you from crashing. Now you have the advance key, so if I walk up to the car, you'll notice this little button here on the handle, so you can press that to lock and unlock it as long as you have the key. Kind of going to the rear here, you'll see that you have the same design light in your headlight as you do in your tail light, which are full LED. And then you have those big dual exhaust pipes down there, and yes, the AWD badge in the back. Now the liftgate, it is power, but it's also height programmable. So depending upon if you park in like a low parking garage or something, you can program that to stop at a little bit lower of a height. And then you have what I call the quick latches. You can kind of pull this and just kind of get those seats down in a 40-20-40 configuration. Now, speaking of back seats, depending upon if you have like any friends or kids or whatnot, let me fold this back up. You'll see that you have rear vents that go to the back. But probably the coolest one is if I fold this down and open this up, they had two high output USB charging ports back here. Now, interior is kind of where this vehicle really shines because Mazda really considers themselves sort of a step above what you'd find in like your domestics and kind of overall its competition. They really try to go a little bit more into that Audi BMW segment, even with design. Everything's clean and horizontal. You have your 7-inch screen that floats up pretty high in center, which is touch when you're parked or stopped. However, car in motion, no touch. Everything is going to be on this joystick system, very BMW iDrive-like when the car is in motion. Now, you will see you have your full leather seats, and these are black espresso. You might see right there where the light hits it. All of the stitching that they use in the seat is done in kind of a brown. And then you will see that you have your 8-way power with power lumbar. You'll see that you have your 12-speaker surround Bose stereo with 2 active noise cancellation tweeters. You'll see right there in the windshield. And yes, you have things like your sunroof, your auto-dimming mirror with the home link. Let me hop in here super quick. Mileage-wise, you have 26,823 miles. Of course, down here, I'll click the NAV button. You have your standard navigation, things like Bluetooth and stuff that will all be standard. And as is, your backup camera also. Now, the Apple CarPlay, as I mentioned, can certainly be added. That's no problem. And then you will have things like your dual climate system, heated outside mirrors, and so forth. Now, the vehicle is certified, so I'm going to pull this back up into its parking spot. So I just wanted to apologize in advance because, A, I'm driving and filming. Granted, I'm literally pulling forward 10 feet, but if you show this to my insurance company, Erie probably won't be happy. But whatever. So the certification-wise, you are going to have 1 year of bumper-to-bumper on the car. So 1 year and 12,000 miles. And then you will have 3.5 years out to 100,000 miles of your powertrain warranty. Also in certification, your exterior and interior condition rating has to be 93 out of 100. Don't ask me how 93, but that's just what Mazda chose. It means that the exterior has to be free of any dinks, oh my god, it's too late. I didn't sign up for this life, believe me. You know, I was enjoying being a stay-at-home alcoholic. But any dings, any scuffs, scratches, they can't be on here. So you'll kind of see, even just going down the side, you'll see that there's none of those. And one thing that we do is we refinish all of the wheels. So if there is any curb brass or scuffing kind of from Pittsburgh parking, which is typical on pretty much every car we take in, we do refinish the wheels. That's not part of certification. That's just kind of part of us at Rorick as we stand behind our products. So much so that you do have the Rorick Advantage on every vehicle, which means all of your oil changes and all of your yearly inspections are lifetime free during ownership. You'll never pay for a single one, as are loaner cars and car washes anytime you come in to visit us for service. In terms of other options, so the only other options I can think of, I have another Grand Select that is identical to this one. The mileage is, I think, just a touch less, and it's maybe like $100 cheaper. So luckily you have a red with a parchment interior, which is really pretty. It's kind of like this two-tone white interior that you see, though I will say it off-puts some people, especially if you were at like some sort of construction site in West Virginia. Maybe white leather isn't the direction that you'd want to go. Kind of going into other options, whether or not they'd be something you'd consider, we can go one step lower to a trim level called a Touring with the Preferred package. Now, some benefits is we'd go one model year up. It would get us a 2018. We'd lose some features of that Grand Select I had just shown, but we would gain some of the safety features. I had mentioned that the front emblem you might see on this particular vehicle is not real. And that is because all of your radar for things like your cruise control, your radar cruise control, your auto high and low beam technology, as well as your lane keeping assist, are now standard on this particular vehicle. Interior-wise, even though all of the features are the same, the only difference is the seating surface is slightly different. So you would lose the kind of cool head and tail light design in the Grand Select, but ironically that's about all you'd lose other than the full leather. This is going to kind of have a half leather seat, to which you'll see here. It's sort of like a leatherette, which it is, and kind of a faux suede down the center. Both seats are heated and have the same adjustments. You have the same Bose stereo system, same navigation, same sunroof, same everything, and even down to the same exact wheels. A benefit is this is a 2018 with similar mileage. I think this one might have a little bit higher, around 30, and this is about $800 more. So it's kind of one of those that, okay, I can give up some fancy lighting, go up a model year. Yeah, this car has 6,000 more miles, but, you know, it's only $700 difference. Or I kind of like the fancier full leather seating and the fancier lights that move left and right and so forth. So luckily you have options, and I hope this video helps. I'm terrible at talking on camera, but I'm going to run back inside in my corner cubicle because they stuffed me in a corner because they hate me apparently, and upload this and look forward to hearing back, Mason. Thanks again.